we're going to mix what we did the last 2 days. On Wednesday, you guys were rock stars. You did really, really well. On Thursday, you guys were rock stars. You did really, really well. Today, we're going to mix both of those rules together. Okay? So today, we're going to multiply and divide. The biggest thing is you have to look at the problem and decide, am I multiplying or am I dividing? Make sure you're on the side that says examples, A, B, C, D. Okay? If I look at example A, somebody raise your hand and tell me, are you multiplying or are you dividing, and how you know? Liana. Bingo. You have 2 sets of parentheses right next to one another. That's 100% the correct answer. Here we are multiplying. Okay, when we multiply, we need to regroup our coefficients and our letters. Our coefficients are the numbers in front of the variables. Who can raise your hand and tell me what numbers are in front of my variables in those parentheses? Jack?
1
negative 1. Very good. Really, there's a negative 1 and there's a negative 6. We're just taking the numbers. We're just taking the numbers. We're just taking the numbers. Okay? So we're going to take negative 1 times negative 6. We're just taking the coefficients. Just taking the numbers. Now, in our parentheses, we're going to group our letters. So we have x and x to the third. On this first x, what number really needs to go here?
1.
A 1. Very good. Okay, our numbers out front, we actually multiply. Grab your calculator. We actually are going to multiply them. Negative 1 times negative 6. Tone? Positive 6, he says. Anybody else get positive 6?
I got
Positive 6. When we multiply, we keep the base. What's the base? X. And what do you do to your exponents? You add them. Very good. 1 plus 3. So my final answer is going to be 6x to the 4th power. Nicely done. 6x to the 4th power. All right. I want you guys to do B right here. You guys do B. Do I use this? Do B. That's what I want you to look at. Okay. On B, I have 2 parentheses right next to each other. What's that tell me we're doing? We are multiplying. So we need to group our coefficients. Who can raise your hand and tell me my coefficients? Addie. 3 and 2. Nicely done. So we're going to put 3 and 2 together in one parenthesis. And then we need to put our base x's, our x squared and x to the 5th. We actually multiply these first 2 numbers. Everyone, 3 times 2 is 6. Then we keep the base. What's the base? X. And we add our exponents. 2 plus 5, 6x to the 7th. Okay? On C, I forgot a parenthesis here. Try C now. Yes, please. I forgot to put it in there. Put it in there for me. Thank you. Next Friday. We have a quiz. Okay, let's go. You're supposed to be doing this one now. All right, my coefficients are -6 and -2. And then y squared and y to the 5th. When you multiply -6 and -2, we get a +12. Keep your base of y, and we add 2 plus 5, 12y to the 7th. Good, that's what we did on Wednesday. You remember that. Good job. Now, on problem D, am I multiplying or am I dividing on problem D? How do you know, Tone, that you're dividing? What indicates on your paper that you're dividing? Very, very good. That fraction bar between those two, that's excellent. That's what I was looking for. So that fraction bar tells you that you're dividing, okay? So right here tells me I'm dividing. Same rules. Split up your fraction. We're going to put our coefficients, 16 and 4, in their own fraction. X cubed and x squared in their own fraction. They're just coefficients. There's no exponents, so we're actually going to divide 16 divided by 4 is 4. Now, keep the base. What's your base? X. Now, we're going to take our exponents, and what are we going to do to them? Subtract the top one first. 3 minus 2. Your final answer, 4x to the first. 4x to the first. To the first. Okay? You guys try C and D. Do the same thing. Try C and D. What's up? Why? Because it makes noise. All right, if we go to, I know it's labeled C again. Actually divide -48 divided by -8 gives me a +6. I keep my base. What's my base? Y. And what am I going to do to my exponents? Subtract 3 minus 1. So 6y to the 2nd power. Good job. You could say to the power of 2. Because you want to make sure that they know it's a power and it's an exponent. That's why you have to say y to the 2nd power. Now, D got a little bit tougher because it's got more than one letter, but that doesn't change your rules. 39 divided by 3, x to the 7th divided by x cubed, y to the 5th divided by y. That front number we actually divide. Did anybody get 39 divided by 3? 13. What's your first base you're going to keep? X, and you're going to show me that you subtracted 7 minus 3. And then your y base would be 5 minus 1. So you'd end up with 13 x to the 4th, y to the 4th. Hey, should I add 4 and 4 together? They're both 4s. Why not? Very good. They're not on the same base. One's an x and one's a y. Good job, you guys. Okay, so the hardest part of today, you guys know your rules. When you multiply, you're going to add, and when you divide, you're going to subtract. The hardest part is you got to pay attention to what each problem is asking you, okay? Now, my goal is that we have very little, if not no homework today. So same thing, you guys have done so well the last 2 days. Let's finish this week strong. Nope, the rest of this paper is your worksheet. That's it. Okay? Yep, they're on the back. Yep. See where it says homework? Right here, guys, it says homework. That's where your homework starts.
We didn't do simplify the laws.
Yeah, we did. That's everything we've been doing. Multiplying means you add. Dividing means you subtract. All right, rock and roll. You got this.